Hello, Sylvia. Hello, Waleed. Thank you. When is the annual break? What do you mean? What annual break? And hello, Edgar. Oh, summer break. You mean for kids in school or for what? Generally. See, uh, there is no general break for adults in America. There is no break. Americans don't have a vacation. We don't get a every other country you get like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever. We get 0 weeks. Okay? So we have holidays, right? We have holidays, but there is no summer break for everybody. No, that does not exist unless you're rich, maybe. If you're rich, then every day is a break because you're rich. But the only time we have a real break is if we're in school, right? If you're in high school or elementary school or middle school or you're in college, then yes, they have a break. But if you get a job, once you have a job, if you get a job, the first year that you have a job, you have no vacation at all. Then maybe the next year, maybe you can build up a few days of vacation for every year that you work. Then they give you a little bit of vacation time. But we don't have a break, the way European countries do. Hello, Ken. Waleed, you don't need to apologize. You come whenever you can come. You know. My day has been fine so far. It's still early here. It's only 9:52 a.m. right now here. Okay. All right, if you have questions, you should ask me. That's why I'm sitting here waiting. I wait until you ask me a question. Funny. What could have been? Yeah, I forgot to say my spell. I like that you call it a spell. Yeah, I forgot to say that at the end. I didn't. It's not that I forgot. Actually, I just didn't have time. I had to go teach my student, so I will try to remember to. I'll try to remember to say it today. Somebody should remind me so I don't forget. Hello, Olivia. Do you have any questions? Hello, Al Farouk. Do you have any questions? Hello, Secret. Do you have any questions? Hello, Alice Chung. Do you have any questions? Virgo, Gmar, Ken. Do you have any questions? Edgar, Carlos, Abdullah, Saloni, Miguel, Eileen, Cassie. Questions? Anyone? Felix, do you have a question? Can I teach you about English tenses? Well, I can, but there are many, many tenses. That would take a long time. That's a lot of teaching. So, can you maybe make a smaller question? What tense is a problem for you? Simple present, simple past, past, present completed. What do which ones are difficult for you? Continuous, perfect, which ones? I probably won't teach you everything about them, but I can explain a couple of things and I can give you some good websites to go study them. Okay? Like, I have every link you need to learn about these things. So tell me which tense you want to learn about more, and I'll explain and give you a link. Okay? Secret, how can I improve my English fluency? Secret, are you new here? Are you new here? And Yusuf, which American or British, that is up to you. Some people think the American accent is easier. Some people think the British accent is easier. That's up to you. Make a choice. It doesn't matter. I don't think one is more difficult than the other. Okay? You said nope. Nope, you're not new here? If you're not new here, then you should not have asked that question, because if you're not new here, then you know my answer to that question. I answer that question all the time. So that's why I'm asking, you must be new, because I have said this answer many times. if you are new or if you are not new, you need to read this file. This file that I just put in the chat. Okay, that file right there is my PDF file. That's my PDF file, so everything you need to know about me is in that file. And for, who was it again? Secret. In that file, there are 4 articles from my blog. One of them is called The Secret to Fluency. Okay, it's about thinking in English. You have to learn how to think in English well to be fluent. Okay, there are 4 articles. One is about thinking in English. The other is about the 8 parts of language. If you want to be fluent, you need to know what are the parts of language and then which parts are the ones that you need to focus on because you need more work there. And there's another article about how to learn vocabulary better. Okay, so you need to get that file and read those articles, and that's my answer about fluency. Okay? Present perfect continuous. Okay, sure. So, hold on, let me find my page about that. All right, so these are for the have been, has been kind of things, right? So, I have been working here for 2 years. I have been working here for 2 years. This is present perfect continuous. So here's my first question, Edgar. Edgar, what does perfect mean? What does perfect mean? So perfect, Edgar, has 2 meanings. One meaning is the modern meaning, great, right? If I say, oh, that's perfect, that means it's awesome, it's great, it's amazing, it's without flaw, it's wonderful, it's perfect, okay? Like the perfect gift. Wow, this is the perfect gift. You gave me, it's such an amazing gift, it's perfect. I can't imagine how it could be better, it's perfect. But that's not the meaning here. In grammar, the meaning of perfect means finished or completed things. Things that have been finished or completed. So when we're talking about this, we're talking about things that present, it's in the present, but it's completed, but it's still going. So it is confusing. How can it be completed and still going, right? Because we're saying, I have been working here for 2 years. That means that for the last 2 years in the past, I was there working. That's past. But I'm still working there now, and I will be into the future. That's continuous. Right? So we use this tense when we're talking about things that we have been doing for a long while, but that we're still doing now. Okay? Can you understand? So I have been waiting for 3 hours. I have been waiting for 3 hours means that I started waiting 3 hours ago and I'm still waiting now continuously. Okay? So the perfect part, the completed part is I have been waiting for 3 hours. That means that 3 hours have already been completed, but I'm still continuing to wait. Okay? She has been cooking since 10 this morning. She has been cooking since 10 this morning. She started cooking at 10 a.m. and she's still cooking now. Okay? You're welcome. See, if you tell me one, then I can explain what it really is and why we use it. But if you just say, "Can you tell me tenses?" that's too much. I can't explain every tense. But if you just give me a question, yeah, I'll explain it. I'll tell you why. You know, what you just don't understand. Let me make it clear. Okay? All right, let me see. Can I talk about my life? I can, but I don't know if you'll find it very interesting. I don't do a lot at this point in my life. Most of my life is spent helping my parents and trying to improve myself. It's not very exciting. It's not a very exciting life. Not anymore. I was a professional musician in bars and clubs and music venues for 20 years. I played music in bars. I had a very exciting life for a long time. And now I'm fine being boring. God bless Jeff Bridges. I do like Jeff Bridges. The dude. He's the dude. How can I overcome my hesitation while speaking English? Saloni, when you say I hesitate, what do you mean? Tell me, when you hesitate, are you nervous? Do you not know what to say? Are you shy? Why are you hesitating? Thank you, Aditya. I'm glad. Thank you, LeBron. How are you? If you have not seen me here, that's not my fault. That's your fault. I have been here. I have not gone anywhere. I have been here. I'm a drum set player mostly, but I have played many, many, many kinds of drums. And when you're a drummer, drums are drums are drums are drums, kind of. So I love drums, and I can play most drums, any kind of drum. I also play a little bit of piano. A little. When I want to write a song, I use piano. How to be happy for a long time, stay away from marriage. That's your advice, LeBron, not mine. Saloni says, I am nervous. Okay, so Saloni, you are nervous when you speak for the same reason that you're nervous when you ride a bike the first time. So, Saloni, can you ride a bicycle? And Christian, if you have a question, then yes, you can raise your hand and come on stage. You just have to have a question, that's all. Okay? I'm not here to just chit chat. As long as you have a topic or a question, something that you want to ask the teacher, you can come talk to me. Yes. Okay? So Saloni, most people are nervous because they haven't done it enough. That's it. When you ride a bicycle for the first time, you're nervous and you fall down, right? This is every kind of learning in life. Every kind of learning that you do in life is just like riding a bicycle. You're nervous and scared, and you're going to fall down, and people might laugh at you. But if you want to ride the bike, Get on the bike. It's the same thing with language. If you're nervous when you speak, then you need to speak more. And the more you speak, you won't be nervous anymore. So let me just put it to you this way, Saloni. Saloni, if I tell you, if you have been speaking English for 10 years every day, do you think you'll still be nervous? If you have been doing it for 10 years every day, do you think you'll still be nervous? Secret says no. So then what does that mean? That means that there is some point in the future, if you keep doing it, you will feel good about it. Okay? So, experience, that's right. If you want to have confidence, you must have experience. If you have no experience, you cannot have confidence. That's why you've never seen a confident baby before. Babies cannot be confident because babies have no experience. So, to get confident, do it. But just like when you were riding a bicycle, you're afraid and you're nervous and maybe people will laugh at you. So what? Grow up. In life, sometimes there will be people who laugh at you. Sometimes. And guess what? Your job in that situation is to not care about them. Why would you care about them? Who cares that they're laughing at you? You must care more about your learning and your development than you care about people laughing at you. You'll never be great if you care more about what other people think than what you think. You'll never be great if you're always worried because, oh, they're going to laugh at me. Oh, they're going to laugh at me and I'm nervous. I'm scared. I don't want to be laughed at. Grow up. I'm sorry. Grow up. Children worry about people laughing at them. Adults don't. Okay? So you know what I tell people? If you really, really, really want to be powerful, go out and embarrass yourself every day. Why do I say that? If you want to be really powerful, go out and embarrass yourself every day. Please tell me why I'm saying that. What does that mean? Because right now, you wake up and you say, oh, I don't know if I can go outside because I don't know if I look good. Do my clothes look okay? Is my hair okay? Did I put my filter on my face on my camera? You worry about what other people think so much. So here is what you should do. Okay, watch me right now. Okay? Hi. LeBron says, I still look good. I do still look good. Do you know why? Because I don't care. That's like Albert Einstein. Have you ever seen Albert Einstein's most famous picture? Is with him with his hair all crazy, right? That's his picture from him with his hair all crazy, right? I love that picture because that tells me why was Albert Einstein so great? Because Albert Einstein didn't care about what he looked like and he didn't care about what you think. So if you want to be powerful, do what I just did. Take a risk and go, oh, look, I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what I look like. I don't care about any of that because I have too much care for other things that really do matter. I will not spend my time caring about things that don't matter. I will spend my time caring about things that do matter. And if this matters to you, you don't belong here. Patrick, oh, come on, man. By the way, Patrick, it's oh, come on, man, not oh, common man. Just because you can't do it doesn't mean I can't, man. Just because you can't do it doesn't mean they can't. I do live in a society. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you, if you really want to be great, go out and embarrass yourself every day. Because when you embarrass yourself, you take away that power that you have to make me feel bad. You can't make me feel bad. That means I can focus on me. I don't have to worry about you. Okay? And Patrick, by the way, Patrick, making your flag a United States flag and your profile a British profile pic or a British flag and then not using English tells me you're not British and you're not probably a native from the United States either. So who are you trying to be? Patrick? Who are you trying to be? You might want to try being yourself. It's a lot easier than being someone else. Being yourself is much, much easier than being someone else. Okay? Like the lyrics say, I don't care who you are, where you are from, what you did, as long as you hate me. What is that? I've never heard that before. LeBron, that's interesting. Okay? That is, I think it's probably the biggest weakness of almost everybody. If you're under the age of 30, I think your biggest weakness is vanity. Most people today. Today, social media has made everybody vain. You care too much about what you look like, and you don't care enough about all the other things. You need to care more about yourself, not yourself. This is not yourself. This is yourself. Okay? Okay, so again, I asked, somebody said, can I come talk to you? And yes, I said, you can come talk to me. Why is this so hard? If you want to come talk to me on stage, you can. All you need is a question. Why is that so hard? Why is that so hard? I don't understand. All you have to do is have a question, and then you can come on stage. There are 67 people here, and nobody's raising their hand. Hello, Belen. How are you? Everyone is shy? No, no, no. There is no shyness allowed in my classroom. Nope. You are not allowed to be shy in my room. Check your shyness at the door. That's what we say. Check your shyness at the door. Check means get rid of it. Secret says, no, we are not shy here. Okay, well, good. Then raise your hand. Homer. Homer is the only one who's not shy. I've talked to Homer. I talked to him yesterday, and I talked to him the day before, I think, too. It's only Homer. Only Homer is not shy, and he's curious. He has questions. So I will talk to Homer because Homer always asks good questions. Hello, Homer. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, that's quite nice to talk to you again. Every time I talk to you, I was inspired, and each time I was so lucky. Each time I enter into Hello Talk, and it's a perfect timing, like no one enter into stage.
Homer, guess what? I am here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I'm usually here for 2 or 3 hours. And during that time, almost nobody ever raises their hand.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know what the deal is. I don't understand if I'm scary. I don't know if they're afraid of me. I don't understand what the problem is. Well, no, that's not entirely true. There are some people who do raise their hand, but the only people who raise their hand, they don't have a question. They don't even know who I am. They just want to talk. So they see somebody has a live stream and he's online and they just say, "Oh, I want to talk to this guy." And I don't do that. That's the only thing I don't do. If you want to talk to me, you just have to have some kind of a topic or a question or something that you want to talk about. That's all. That's not asking a lot. I don't think I'm being unreasonable.
I guess for me, talk to you is quite a good chance to have a conversation with native speaker. For most of language learners, it's such a rare case. Like you can, if you live in mainland China or other country without English dominated like working environment or in schools, I think it's a rare chance that you can get. And every time I'm on stage, I think I'm so lucky I got like 1 hour to talk to a native speaker. I'm just so happy that I get this chance.
And even better, Homer, it's not a native speaker. You're talking to a professional teacher, too.
Exactly.
So that's why I tell everybody, I don't understand. If you had a chance to talk to a teacher for free, you would. And you have a chance every day, right here. You have a chance to talk to a teacher every day for free. But yeah. And somebody said my voice is scary. Is my voice scary? Really? Am I scary? I'm very passionate, and I am the word we use is vocal. Vocal means I speak powerfully, and I use my words strongly sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean listen to me. Your father and your mother also have that same feeling because they speak to you the way that they protect you, right? The way they talk to you, a parent talks to you in a way that's protective. They're trying to protect you. Well, guess what? A good teacher is the same. A good teacher will talk to you in a way that's like, look, I'm here to help you. I'm here to make things better for you. But that means you do need to listen to me. Like I'm the authority, right? And yeah, so when you're the authority, yeah, it's like it's a role that you have to take seriously, and I do. And sometimes it feels scary because, yeah, like you're like a parent. And sometimes you're afraid to talk to your parents about some things or whatever. But I try to be the kind of parent that you want to talk to. I try to be the kind of teacher that if you have a problem, you should want to talk to me because I want to help you.
Yeah. I guess I have some suggestions for those audiences. Like if you are afraid that your fluency haven't reached a certain level that you can talk to native speaker, I have to say, if you don't take the first step, like to talk to native speak with some language barrier, you can't overcome this difficulty. So even you feel that you are not fluent or something, you should try at least once, right? Then step by step, you are confident to talk about your life and share things. And I guess Teacher Mark somehow helps a lot of people like dare to speak out their mind. And for me, I didn't pay him much. I guess he just do it for his passion. I guess most of us doing jobs for money, for salary, for like for at least to my knowledge, majority of my colleagues are the same. But I guess for some of people online, they share their life experience, teaching freely, only based on their, I guess, for their passion, which can motivate themselves without money. I guess Mark is kind of teacher I really like because I have met a lot of teachers. They are teaching just for money, and you will feel their classes are dry, like reading tedious books, right? And I guess when you feel their passion when they're teaching, you can feel it. Like they are willing to share more. Like for me, I have learned English for more than 20 years, and I guess the only reason I'm still keep doing so is I'd really like to use this language to meet someone like Mark, like someone who is willing to share, not for money, but for life experience, just making friends. That's all. That's life, right?
Yeah, and you're right. It's the only thing I will say is I do what I do because I can do what I do. That's why I do it. I play drums because I can. And when I play drums, I love it and I enjoy it. And so I do it. And when I teach, I love it. So that's what I do. That's why I do it. Now, very quickly, I'm only going to address Patrick for just a moment. Patrick, hi. Hi, Patrick. You're new. I know you're new. And yes, sometimes people, when they come here and they're new, they think, wow, this guy's so arrogant. Patrick, I've been teaching English since 2009. I've been teaching since 1994. I have over 90,000 followers on this app. I have done more than 2,300 hours of teaching here. I have my IELTS certificate. I taught for more than 5 years overseas. Some of my students have now become professional teachers. And, well, I'll just say that, Patrick, you don't have to like me. It's okay. I don't want everybody to like me. I don't need everybody to like me. If you misunderstood me, that's okay. That's all right. But, Patrick, you're new, man. Maybe you should sit and listen for a little while before you judge me. Okay? I made a
Yeah.
big deal out of a small typo. I think actually you made a big deal out of a small typo. I told you you made a typo, and I'm a teacher. That's my job. And since you made your apparently you're an American. But if you're an American and you're a native speaker, then I'm going to hold you to a much higher standard than anybody else in this room. Because you are supposed to speak English well. I don't care that it's a chat. I don't care that it's social media. If you're let me just say, if that's the only language you speak, and it probably is if you're an American, then you better speak it well. That's the one thing I think is most hilarious about most Americans, is that most Americans can barely speak English well. They don't know another language, but even their English is not that good. And that's sad. So, Patrick, I think that you can find someone else. That's okay. Bye. I kicked him out. He's gone.
I guess, in social medias, because it's a large platform, and as many people, you can imagine they are like feel burnout from their work. They want to release their stress from their bad or negative emotions, so they will treat some, especially on social medias, to like have some trash talks like that. I guess.
Yeah, but like, so for me, it's just, there are some times when I do think sometimes people, they see me and they don't understand my energy. They've never met somebody like me, or they've never seen someone like me, or they feel like, wow, he's really aggressive. Like, what, is he angry? People say that all the time. Like, why is he so angry? I'm not angry. No, I'm passionate. You just have never seen somebody who cares about what they do. And I care about what I do. I care. And you know what? I'll tell you, there is another reason why I do this. Because when I help other people, it cleanses me. To cleanse, it means to clean. It makes me feel good to help other people. So that's what I think every human is supposed to do. You're supposed to develop yourself. And when you develop yourself, it's like you make yourself a gift to the world. That now you have more that you can give to other people. So when I do this, I feel good teaching. I love teaching because it gives me a feeling that I'm helping people. And that is better than money.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know, nowadays people are afraid of like AI or those artificial intelligence may get. I mean, we will be laid off because AI will replace us, and those things happens just around us, like autopilot vehicles. In the future, the drivers may feel afraid that they may lose jobs somehow. And for teachers, you can see those talk robots like ChatGPT or DeepSeek. They can easily answer questions that teachers may not know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of stress under um, especially on when you are on the bottom side of the society, you will realize how hard it will be. On the bottom of the incomes, like you may hardly survive after you earn your monthly income. Like you can only support yourself. How could you suppose that you can support the family, like your wife, your kids? So negative emotion will spread, like spread around for these worries or thinking. People around me at the same age, those peers get laid off and they have no jobs and they feel frustrating about society. And as you can see in Hong Kong's several years ago, they have some riot chaos on the stage. They have some protest on the street, and things become quite out of control. As you can see, we have wars between Iran and America and Russia between
Yeah.
the
Things are
yeah.
crazy all over. Things are crazy all over. But it's really, I actually do think it's an interesting time because I think this is the first time ever in history of man where we understand war differently than before. Because I know people in all of those places now. Like, I know people there. That's never happened before, right? When in the past, in many years before, if we went to war with somebody, we didn't know anybody who lived over there, so it didn't feel connected at all. You don't feel connected to those people, so it's easier to go to war. But when you feel connected to people, it's not so easy to go to war anymore. And now we are all connected, and I think that, it's never the answer. That's never, ever a good answer. It just doesn't work for either side, ever. It's never a good answer. So that's why it's much more important now more than ever to pay attention to what really is important in life. Okay? And that's why I think that you should try to find more people like me because, look, AI is coming and AI is going to affect the world job markets. And so that means that you're going to have to reconsider the value of work. Is this work? Is it worth it or not? Or can I even work? Maybe I can't, So if that is true, now you have to change your entire life of now what's important? I don't know anymore. What is important? And for me, I'm telling you that the one thing that I think might benefit you personally and help you in this change for the AI transition is that you have to develop yourself as a human. You have to develop yourself as a person. And when I say develop yourself as a person, I don't mean how to make more money. I mean how to be a better human. Do you know more? Do you have more to offer other people? Not just are you able to make money? That's why we're in the problem we are now. The situation we're in now is caused because everybody is just trying to make money. And that can't be... That's not a solution. That's not an end. And that does cause huge problems. And now we have those problems. And it's a system. So now we don't know what to do. And everybody's scared because nobody knows what will happen. Nobody knows what the result will be. But that's why I feel like I'm not that worried because no matter what happens, I never, ever worked for the money. I never did that in the first place. My jobs were always something that I did because I care. I didn't play music because the money. I played music because I love music. I didn't teach for the money. I teach because I love to teach. I love to learn. I love to learn. And when I learn, I love to share. That's what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you because, like the last conversation we have, right now we enter into a age that right now learning and information is for fair just around us. As you can access to internet, anything you want to learn or you want to contact with, you can easily get it. But in China, we have the wars, then we need to use VPN to approach another website like Facebook or the YouTube. Um, but somehow, if you use some VPN, then you can um, approach a larger world. I'm not encouraging
Yeah,
encouraging Chinese to do so, but I guess for us, the another nations like uh, in Asia country like uh, they didn't ban any websites like Facebook because the competition between companies and
yeah.
Chinese government want to protect the domestic companies, so they set up these networks.
Yeah,
But
and there are some advantages to that, but there are also some disadvantages to that. And more importantly, it's really like how long can you keep that up for? Like I understand why they have a firewall, but I don't think they can keep doing it forever. Like, you know, I mean, at some point it does become silly. And yes, look, they are right that there is a lot that's on the internet that is bad and it's dangerous and it's not healthy and it's very bad. There is a lot on the internet that's like that. But I don't think you can just tell people don't go look, because guess what? If you tell a child, "Hey, don't touch that." What's the child going to do? They're going to want to touch it. If you tell them, "Hey, you can't have that. You can't have that thing." That's the thing they're going to want, right? So instead of just blocking it, I think it would be better if we talked about it and said, why is it bad? Why is this bad? This is bad because this. This is why it's bad because this. Now, that's what we do here. Like, that's the big difference between there and here, is that we do have access to everything, but a lot of it is bad. But then that means you have to make a choice in your life, and you have to be able to be careful. You have to decide things and say, what am I going to expose myself to, and what am I going to allow my children to be exposed to? You know? So, but what I want to say is like, look, a lot of the things that they're worried about that are like, oh my God, this stuff is on the internet now. This stuff was on, you know, I saw it when I was a kid and there was no internet. So I guess I'm trying to say it's out there. You're going to see it one day anyway. So I just think anything that you're doing to talk less is not helpful. Anything that you're doing to talk more is probably helpful.
yeah. I have a question. You know, as a teacher, sometimes you need to have a conversation with kids, and kids sometimes are naughty, right? And in China or in another Asia country, um, parents tend to treat their kids with quite strict rules, like they should not pay attention to their phones, their iPads, those tablets. You know, I was wondering that in Western culture, do parents control their
Yes, they do.
kids?
Yes and no. Some do and some don't. There are some parents who give their kids phones when they're 10 years old and they don't look at anything their kids are doing, and they're very irresponsible. They're extremely irresponsible. But that's the funny thing about having kids. If I want to drive a car, I need to get a license. If I want to go fishing, I need to get a license. If I want to fly a plane, I need to get a license. But if I want to have a kid, do you understand what I'm saying? So there are some people who have kids who they just are terrible parents, and that's never going to change. There will always be some people who have kids. Like, this is what I say is there are some people who are adults, right? Maybe they're 25, 35 years old, but inside they are still children because they never matured. They never grew up. They didn't learn any of the lessons they were supposed to learn. So now they're 35 and now they have a kid, which means they are a child mentally. And now they have a child. That's not a good
a
combination.
disaster.
Yeah, that's a very
It's a disaster.
that's a disaster because a child can't raise a child. A child cannot raise a child. That's why I'm telling you guys that it's your duty, it's your responsibility as a human to develop yourself, because not only is it good for everybody and it's good for yourself, but also because if you want to have a relationship with someone, then you need to work on yourself so that you're ready. Because if you have a lot of problems and then you meet this person who's this wonderful person, if you're full of problems, that's not going to work out. But
Yeah.
what I like to do is I like to think about your life is like this. This is your life. This is you. Your duty is to figure out how to separate them and straighten them and arrange them. And then now these cables can be useful to you. That is human life. You are full of problems. These are your problems. That's you. You are too arrogant. You are too ignorant. You are too shy. You are too whatever. Anything. Vain. You are too anything. Anything that you shouldn't be. That's you right here. And the only way to figure this out is to think about it. To think about, oh, how do I figure this out? How do I unravel this? How do I make this work? Think about it until you understand yourself. And then if you meet somebody, if you have two people like this, that's not going to make a good relationship. But if you have two people who show up like this, they have 3 cables that are ready, right? Like, oh, look, we have 3 cables and they're nice. And you have 3 cables. Ah, we can have a relationship because we're both ready. Right? And then when you have kids, you have 2 people who are ready to have a child who can, now that child is going to be like this. Okay? So in my view, every human, when we're born, we start the progress, we start the process of nature and nurture. Nature means your environment. How does your environment, or no, I'm sorry, nature is like how you were born, right? And your environment. But nurture is how you were raised, like what happens to you, right? So sometimes the things you're born with, are you tall or are you short? Are you really coordinated or are you not coordinated? That's what you're born with. But then your parents teach you a bunch of things. Did they teach you good things or bad things? Right? Because just because you're a parent doesn't mean that everything you teach your kid is good. Okay? You have to remember that every parent is a teacher. You have students. When you have children, you have students. They're learning. Everything you do, they are learning. So you have to think about how they're learning, and you have to think about what you're showing them. Because everything you do, they are learning from you. Everything you do, they are learning from you.
Yeah. I guess kids are just like a mirror of their parents. I guess.
They
I guess.
are, but again, like it depends on the relationship they have with their parents, and it depends on how much they face their problems or not. In my experience, there are 2 kinds of people. There are the people who you meet who these people are working on themselves, and you can tell they're honest about the work. They're honest about trying to be better. And they know they're not perfect. They know they have flaws. They know they have flaws, right? So they know they're not perfect. But then there's another group of people who they don't know They are flawed. They do have problems, and they don't even know they have problems. They won't admit they have problems. And if you meet those people, it's just obvious when you meet somebody who has a lot of problems and they're not working on it and they're not trying to become better. It's an adult who's a child.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess to be mature, you need to overcome some difficulties in your life,
Yeah.
or have.
And again, it's to me, guys, I really want you to just remember what I said. Right now, you are this. That's you. And you have to think about, how do I make this not so messy? Because right now, I'm a messy person. I'm messy. I'm not clean. I'm not good for society yet. I'm not good for a relationship yet because I'm too messy. Learning and growing is how you make yourself good for a relationship and good for society. Learning and growing. You know? So this is you right now, everybody. Figure it out. You know?
I guess when you are learning something that you are passionate about, or you feel good about it, then you will feel it's meaningful. Just like learning a new language or meet a new friend. Things that makes you happy will keep you moving forward. But at least you should overcome some difficulties on the way. So to speak, the first step you need to make to be fluent in English is to talk to a teacher like Mark, like someone else willing to help, right?
Yeah, but you know, I want you guys to understand that I became a teacher, and you could too. Everybody needs to become a teacher. And I don't mean like professionally. I mean that part of life is learning and part of life is teaching. That is how it works, right? So you should try to figure out how to learn so that you can tell someone else. As a matter of fact, that is the best way to do it. I like to think about, what was his name? John Stuart Mill? Yeah, I think it was John Stuart Mill. Let me make sure. Let me think about it. Yeah, John Stuart Mill and his father. He's a famous philosopher. And John Stuart Mill, every day when he was a boy, his father would come home and they would go for a walk in the woods. And when they would go for a walk in the woods, his father would ask him, "What did you learn today? What did you read? Tell me what you learned." And he had to explain everything that he learned to his father. That's what made his dad so great. His dad was brilliant because his dad understood that if you're going to learn something, then you need to be able to explain it. That's how you know you really understand it. So that's why teaching and learning are kind of the same. Okay? And that's why he was so brilliant. That's why he was such a good thinker, because his father made him not only read things and memorize them, but then explain them. In other words, you have to tell me, what does that mean? And, you know, that's what Albert Einstein said, something like this. He said, if you can't explain it simply, then maybe you don't really understand. And the word understand, I like this word because if you figure out what does understand mean, the word understand, why do we say under, everybody? What does under mean?
Below something.
That's what it means now. But a long time ago, the word under had another meaning. It meant in the middle of something.
Oh.
So when you understand something, it's like you're in the middle of it, so now you can see it clearly. Ah, I understand now. You're standing in the middle. I see it clearly now. So when you stand in the middle and you see it clearly, you can explain it to someone else too. You know? So, yeah. Homer, I need to let you go because I want to talk to a couple other people. There are some other people waiting here, but it was great to talk to you again. And you always have good questions, and you're always curious, and that is one of the most important qualities anyone can have, in my opinion. One of the most admirable, respectable qualities that a human can have is curiosity. Curiosity. You should always ask why. You should always have questions. You should always want to know more. Anybody who has curiosity has an advantage. Okay? Oh, Homer, I can't hear you. Something's wrong with your microphone.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. There we go.
Okay. I was saying that I shall let someone else to be on stage because I have so many chances, and I'm so glad to talk to you, Teacher Mark. And yeah, let's do it next time. And thanks for your time, Mark.
You're welcome. Take care, Homer. I'll see you next time.
Have a night.
Okay, and over here in my YouTube channel, Ricardo, hello, Ricardo from Brazil, and Abu Brahim, hello, and John, can I give you a suggestion of resource for American pronunciation? John, go to my website. Go to my website, afiecenglish.com. afiecenglish.com, and then sign up for my website and go to resources, and you'll find a bunch of links for pronunciation there. Some of them are British, most of them are American, I think. Okay? Okay, please be patient. Let me go back and check the comments and questions. Just give me a minute, okay? Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. What religion am I? I am a humanist. Okay, I'm not religious. That in the focus is on being a better human. That's my focus, is on understanding myself better and how I can be a better human. And that is what I want everyone to do. Humanism. Being moral is more and more valuable today. I don't want to call it morality as much as I call it ethics. There's a difference between ethics and morality. Morality, I think, is a little bit more righteous, but ethics is just more about fairness, in my opinion. So I focus more on ethics than I do on morality, but they do cross. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Vadim. How are you? Do I know a social network for AI agents has been created? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. David likes the ban. Okay, well, that's interesting. Okay. And again, yeah, the restrictions do protect minors. But again, you guys have to understand that the way we do it here is just that we say, you're supposed to figure that out for yourself. That's all. We're saying that it's your responsibility to regulate what's okay for you or not. Okay, and that's different for everybody. There are some people who are offended by one thing, but I'm not offended by that thing. So maybe I will watch it, right? So that's just the difference, is that here you're expected to regulate yourself. And yes, that is a big responsibility. And yes, minors can't handle it, and that's why you should regulate the way minors use the internet. I absolutely do agree with that. I absolutely do think that minors, younger children, should be very, very limited to how much they use the internet, and they should be very, very directed about what they should use and how they should use it. You know, they should be directed. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at that. The primary purpose of law is order. Historically, that's not true. Historically, the primary purpose of law is control. Now, in a perfect world, it would be the primary purpose of law is order, not for control, but order for health and positive value. But law is and always has been mostly about control, not necessarily about order or fairness. Laws have been unfair for forever. Okay? My country has lots of laws that are unfair. Okay, let's see. All right, you want to talk to me. If somebody else wants to talk to me, you can, but you have to be patient. Sunil. 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 Hello, Sunil. 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 Are you listening? Sunil. Sunil. Hello, Sunil. Is that annoying? That's annoying, isn't it, Sunil? Sunil. It's really annoying, isn't it, Sunil? Sunil, hello, Sunil. Be patient, man. Be patient. Be patient, okay? There are many people here. They all want to talk to me. I'm trying to answer all the questions. Please be patient. Okay. Iman says, under means in the middle of something. It doesn't anymore, Iman, but there are a few examples of words in English that the original meaning was that, like the word understand. Okay? The word understand, when that word was created, the meaning of the word under had two meanings. One was underneath, like we talk about today, and the other meaning was in the midst of, in the middle of something, was to be under. Okay? And that's why we have the word understand. Okay? What's the difference between integrity and honesty? Honesty just means to say and to say what is true. That's to be honest. Okay? To say what is true is to be honest. To act and say with honesty is to have integrity. Okay? So integrity is to act with honesty in all things. Honesty itself is usually speaking about something that you said or wrote, okay? Although, no, it can be a dishonest act as well. So what I would say is honesty is... Let me check one thing. Wait. Yeah. So honesty is, like I said, it's more about telling the truth mostly. Okay. It's just about truth. Okay. And not being deceptive. That's honesty. Focused on words and facts. But integrity is much bigger. Integrity is talking about that everything you do is from some ethical or moral principle. That's to have integrity. Okay? If the things you do have no basis, then you have no integrity. Okay? But if you act because you have a moral or ethical center, something that you believe in, and that's why you act, that's to act with integrity. Okay? Do I know Chinese education? Do I think there are any differences between? Yes. I taught English in Taiwan for 5 years, really. So, yes. And yes, there is a big difference in how Chinese pass the test. Memorize and pass the test. Just pass the test. Nobody cares about anything else. Just pass the test. Now, in America, we're almost the same. We do have a bunch of tests, and the tests are what most people care about, and it's a problem. The big difference is we are talking about it here. We do talk about how the testing is not the only thing that's important, and that they need to learn, right? If they're not learning, then memorizing is not the same as learning. Memorizing means you understand. Memorizing is just remember. That does not mean you understand. Okay? So that's the biggest difference. And I'm not saying that there are not American kids who are like that. There are many American kids who are like that. They just want to pass the test and they just memorize and that's it. But I think that there is a bigger discussion. There's a bigger discussion here about the way we learn, and that learning should be not focused on testing. It should be focused on understanding. And tests, they used to be used to help you see if you understand, but they're not used for that anymore, because you can pass a test and still not understand. So how many Chinese people do you know who passed the English test but can't speak English well? How many? I know a lot. Okay? Is integrity a type of disposition? No. Integrity, let's put it this way. I want you to think about integrity has another meaning. Integrity also is talking about a building. Okay? A building, if you make a building with good structure, a good foundation, and good materials, and a good design, and good purpose to the building, then that building is built strong and it has good structural integrity. It has structural integrity. So that means that it was designed well with principles. It was designed with principles. So to have integrity is to act with principles. Okay? Why does my English have a Chinese accent? It does not. 为什么你敢追这个？如果呢，我说英文，这是美国的。Okay, so Iman, to each their own. To each their own, which means you do what you think is good for you. I will do what I think is good for me. Okay? If you think religion is good for you, fine. That's fine. I will not tell you it's not. As long as you don't tell me that I can't do otherwise. All right? I live by two very simple rules. Okay? My entire life is guided by two very simple rules. One of them is a principle that is in almost every religion around the world and has been for thousands of years. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden rule. That's the rule one that I live by. 2. This above all, to thine own self be true. Shakespeare. Be true to yourself. And what that means, be true to yourself, has many meanings. One is, be you. Be you. Don't be anybody else. There's only one you, so be that. But also, be true to yourself means don't lie to yourself. Because we lie. Everyone lies. It's a psychological thing. It's a human thing. But the difference is, some people are more aware of their lies than others. The people who are aware of their lies, they're trying not to, and they're trying to have a conversation about, what's really the problem, right? Okay? The first golden rule, it just means treat other people the way you want to be treated. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But the second rule, to thine own self be true, it means that the lies you tell yourself are the worst lies of all. The lies you tell yourself are the worst lies of all. Okay? And if you follow those two things, I think you'll do okay. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And don't lie to yourself. And be true to yourself. Be proud of who you are. There's only one you. You're a treasure if you feel you are. Okay? All right, now, Yusuf wants to speak with me. Sunil, you're there, but you have to wait because there are a couple people waiting in line. Okay, Yusuf's not there. How about Felix? Felix, are you there? Treat people fairly and believe in yourself, but not just believe in yourself. Like I said, it's more about self-honesty. If you lie to yourself, then nothing else really matters. You're lying. Your whole life is a lie if you lie to yourself. Your whole life is a lie if you lie to yourself. So that's why I'm saying it's not just believe in yourself. It's also don't lie to yourself. We tell ourselves a lot because the world is hard. The world is hard, so we make up stuff in our head to make it make sense. And sometimes when we make things up, that's a lie. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Okay, well, look, Sunil, you're up. You were patient. Now it's your turn.
Thank you.
Hello, Sunil. How are you?
I am fine.
Good. And you are in India in what city? Are you in Delhi or where?
At present, I am in Mumbai, but I belong
Mumbai.
to Varanasi.
Okay. All right. And what can I do for you today? What question do you have for me?
Actually, I am new and I want to improve my communication skill. That's why I joined here. I am a free subscription here, so time is very limited for me. I think 3 4 minutes are
Okay,
only.
so then Sunil, if you are new, then here's what I will tell you. I have a file that I'm going to give you right now. It's in the chat. Let me give it to you. Hold on. This is my PDF file that has everything about me, everything you need to know about my schedule and my website and my YouTube channel and my blog. And there are a bunch of tips and lots of things that you need right here. Okay?
Okay.
I have been on Hello Talk for 12 years, and I have about 90,000 people follow me. And I made that file because I have too many people like you, new people. They don't know me. So that's all the information you need to know about me is in that file right there. I'm usually
thank
here
you.
Monday through Friday. I'm here. And
Okay.
and I am a real teacher. So what I tell everybody is come to my room and bring your questions. You need to think about questions. Every day you have questions. Write them down and then come to me and ask me.
One more question, just what difference you told very well, integrity and honesty. Tell me whether integrity is honesty or honesty is integrity or both vice versa.
They're not the same, but they are both important to each other. You cannot have integrity without honesty, and you cannot have honesty without integrity, but they are not the same. Right? So to be
Can I
honest is to
understand
be
where
forthright.
a person having integrity is honest, but person is honest, it doesn't mean he has integrity.
Well, that's true, right? Because what I'm saying is for example, you could be honest most of the time, but dishonest some of the time. And if you're dishonest some of the time, then you don't have integrity. But if you act with honesty all the time, now you're acting with integrity, because integrity means that you're basing your decisions on principles.
Okay, thank you. And one last question. I want to improve my communication skill. That's why I came here. So this link will help me, or what to do again?
Go to the link and read the file. It will tell you about
Okay.
me, and there are 4 articles in there. One article is about how to think in English, because when you speak another language, you must think in that language. You cannot
Okay.
translate everything. It's too slow. If you translate everything, that's too slow. So if I speak Chinese, I think in Chinese when I speak, okay? And I had to teach myself that. I had to teach myself how to think in Chinese so that I could speak Chinese freely, right? And if you can't speak English freely, it's probably because you can't think in English freely. Okay?
Okay.
Now,
I have a Hindi background person, so sometimes I feel nervous just to recall the word and presentation in front of my boss. That is the main issue I am facing.
so again, there are 4 articles in there. One is about how to think in English. Another is about how to learn vocabulary better. Another is about the 8 parts of language. In language, there are 8 parts: reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. And if you think about language with 8 parts and you can focus on all 8, then you'll do fine. All right, you'll know what to work on. Okay, so those articles are in that file right there. Now, I will tell you this, Sunil. If you're from India, then you probably speak Hindi or Telugu, one of those languages there. And all of those languages in that part of the world, those languages use a very small mouth. Okay? But look at my mouth, Sunil. Look how big my mouth is. That's why my English is so clear. That is why my English is so clear. So this is one thing that I tell people from China and people from India, because Chinese and Indian languages, they all have a small mouth when you speak. But American English is A-E-I-O-U. It's very big. So if your mouth hurts, you're doing it right.
Thank you.
Make your mouth bigger and it will sound better. Okay? That's one big difference between English and Indian languages, is that Indian languages use a very small mouth. But American, if you want it to be clear, you must enunciate and make it very big. Okay?
If I am doing big mouth, then my sound will high.
Yeah, that's okay though. That's all right, because when you speak louder, it's more clear also. I speak loudly when I teach.
Yeah.
If I teach like this, watch what happens. Okay, everybody, now I want you to turn to page 10.
That is impactful.
It sounds weak. Now when I'm teaching, it sounds very weak. But when I teach like this, now when I speak like this, you hear me and you think, I want to listen to that. I don't have to try to listen. I want to listen. Okay, so speak.
This way you
clearly.
are making very impactful thing.
I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. So,
Thank you.
Sunil, come back again. And again, remember, Sunil, that I have about 90,000 followers. So there are usually about 100 people in the room. And you have to be patient. That's all.
Thank you. I got your point, and thank you for giving this opportunity to connect you, to understand me, and advise me. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I will see you next time. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Take care, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, man. This is the first time I've stayed in this Hello Talk broadcast room for so long. Will my mouth be bigger if I speak English often? Yes. If you speak it well, right? If you practice well, then you'll improve. If you practice poorly, then you won't. Okay? So, John, practice the vowels. A-E-I-O-U. Just like I learned Chinese. Ba pa ma fa da ta na la. Right? I had to do all those. What was it? Ing. You know, like all those sounds, right? I had to try to learn the mouth position for those. I remember when I learned Chinese the first year, I could not pronounce a difference between the word water. Your mouth is the same, then it will be the same. But if you make your mouth different, it will be different. Okay? I hope I pronounced those right. Spanish is also an international language. Yes, Rodrigo, it is. Yeah. I think the hardest part of English is liaison spoken in English. Sometimes when people speak English quickly, I can't understand them easily. Okay, so Melissa, if they speak too quickly in English, then you should do what I do in Chinese. 不好意思，你说一点太快了，可以说慢一点吗？ You just say the same thing I do. I'm so sorry. My Chinese is not very good. You're speaking too fast. Can you slow down? All right? That's all. Just say the same thing. Just say that. All right? You can ask them to slow down. That's okay. All right? How to structure your thoughts when it comes to extemporaneous speech. Sash, structuring your thoughts for speech means structuring your thoughts first. If you want to be a great speaker, you must be a good thinker. So almost everything that I say here, I have thought about a lot before. I think about it. I craft my ideas. Sometimes I write them and then craft them some more. And then once I've thought about them, then I can speak about them very freely. But if you've never thought about them, then how can you speak freely about them? Okay, so extemporaneous speech comes with contemplation. All right? Artur, you want to talk to me. Do you have a question? If you have a question, you can talk to me. Will I sometimes host voice rooms for practicing reading and pronunciation? So, Miss Asma, I used to. The first couple of years that I was here, I did reading and pronunciation classes. I had an entire class for pronunciation, but it just wasn't popular. Nobody came. And the reading also, it wasn't popular. So I used to do like 12 different specific live streams. It was a lot of work. But nobody came. And unfortunately, Miss Asma, I have found out that if I make a class, my classes are smaller. If I just come and say Teacher Mark's classroom, then 100 people are here. So it's weird. If I do all this extra work, then nobody comes. So I don't anymore. Unfortunately. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, that's right. Speak fast, slow down, or stop, just like traffic lights. Okay? Language is like music, everybody. Language is like music. Some music is slow, and some music is very fast, and some music is very soft, and some music is very loud. Language is the same as music. Sometimes you need this music, and sometimes you need that music. Okay? So, do you need to speak fast? Yes, but you also need to speak medium and slow. Do you need to speak loudly? Yes, but you also need to be able to speak quietly. Do you need to know every word? You know, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to show you that there's a range here that you need to understand. Okay? Okay. One more thing. How to do a smooth conversational steering while delivering an impromptu, even if one doesn't comprehend. Ooh, I don't know how to answer that. I don't think you can. That would be called faking it. That's called lying. No, Sash, if you want to speak well about something, you have to comprehend it before you can speak well about it. Otherwise, you're just acting. Okay? Don't act like you know. Know. Okay? Don't act like you know. Know. All right? How can we catch the lyrics that the music will take this? Okay, well, actually, that one's easy, Healthy. Today, there are apps for that. Let me show you this wonderful app that I have. I have an app called Tempo Slow Mo. It's a fun app. Let's see, do I have a song here? Okay, I think... Let me see, is this playing? Let me find a song. Allow. Huh? Weird. Okay, let's try this one. All right, so this is a song. And it's a very slow song. But with this, I can speed it up.
When you do, your kisses scourge me.
Or I can slow it down.
Do not fear you.
Today, they have technology that you can listen to any song, and you can speed it up or slow it down, and the pitch will stay the same. It will not change the pitch, right? So a long time ago, we could do this, but if you slowed down the music, then all of a sudden your voice sounded like this. But now you can slow it down and your voice will stay the same pitch so you can hear it. Okay? Tempo slow-mo. That's the name of this app. But there are others. There are other apps that you can get. Tempo Slow-mo is the app that I just used. Okay? The point is that I can't choose the soft and slow singer. You can, but guys, listen, if you're trying to learn English, then learn English. If you're trying to listen to music, then listen to music. But what I'm saying is there is some music that's better for learning and some that's not. It doesn't mean it's bad music. It means it's not good for learning. That's all. Okay? Okay. Oh, man. I love music, but you need to remember that music is like art. And art does not care about the rules. So when you listen to music, the grammar might be wrong. When you listen to music, they might use slang words that you can't use everywhere. When you listen to music, sometimes the words are chosen because they rhyme, but maybe they're not the best word to use. Okay, there are lots of reasons. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to music. I think listening to music for learning is great. There are many reasons why you should listen to music for learning. But you just need to remember that when you learn a song, it's like art. It's like poetry. And poetry does not need to follow the rules of grammar. Okay? Listen to anything that you like, guys. Listen to anything that you like. All right? I don't like Justin Bieber, but if you do, then great. Okay? All right? That's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. Okay? Why do we feel vanity after becoming a bit adroit at a language, even if it's just language? It's not that you made yourself omniscient. Okay, I think I know what you're trying to say. And yeah, that's called, you need to understand that learning requires humility. Learning is a constant process of humility. And that's why anybody who tells you that they know things, they should also say how much they don't know. Because every smart person, like, for example, earlier, I can't remember his name now, but the guy who did not like me earlier in my stream, and he was saying I'm arrogant. What I would say is, I am a good teacher. I know that I'm a good teacher. But the reason that I am a good teacher is because I think that I'm also not good. Like, what I mean is, I have seen teachers who are so much better than me. I have seen teachers who are so much better than me. And I respect them. Right? So what I tell people is, I know where I am, but I also know where I want to be. And where I want to be is way up here. So I can say I'm a good teacher because I am, and I have been doing this a long time. But I'm never happy. I'm never good enough. I always want to be better. Always. Okay? I'll tell you what, Hassan, I'll do you better than that. I'm going to give you something right now. Wait a minute, let me find it. If you want to know my philosophy on life, I'll give it to you. Here it is. I wrote this. Okay? I'm going to read it to you. It's called On Being Human, a Mantra for Learning. Zoom in? I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me see. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. But not very well. Hold on. Let me try another way. Wait a minute. Let me try to download it, and then I can do it. Save as. Desktop. Mantra. Save. There it is. All right, now let's try this again. All right. Okay. Here it is. On Being Human, a Mantra for Learning. Okay? Now, it's not lyrics. It's a mantra. A mantra is like a poem, but it's something that you repeat. You say this again and again to yourself, and this is what will give you the right mindset for learning. Okay? Listen to me. I am a student first. I am always learning. I do not know everything. I am here to understand. I listen before I speak. I think before I answer. I follow the words, not the ego. I seek clarity, not control. My mind is not finished. It has been shaped over time. What is tangled, I will work to untangle. What is unclear, I will work to understand. I take responsibility for my growth. No one can do this work for me. If I am wrong, I will learn. If I am right, I will stay humble. I build my mind before my voice. I strengthen my thinking to strengthen my language. As I improve myself, I improve what I can give to others. I respect the process. I respect the work. Step by step, I become better. This is my responsibility. Okay? You can take a picture if you want, and then you can zoom in later. Take a picture. All right? This is about, that's why I called it On Being Human. This is not called learning. This is not called how to be smart. This is not called how to be cool. It's called On Being Human. On Being Human. Can I move it down? Lucas, the best thing you could do is just take a screenshot and then you can zoom in. You can zoom in and see it. So just take a screenshot and you'll see it. But this is posted in my moments, everybody. If you want this, you can get it in my moments. It's posted. Okay? All right? So you can get it in my moments. All right, so I think that's a good time to end. It's been almost 2 hours, 1 hour and 57 minutes. So let me just check over here on my YouTube people. Hello to my YouTubers. Thank you for watching over there. And again, you know, it's always funny to me when there is always somebody who sees me for the first time and they just don't like me. There's always somebody who sees me and they think, oh, I don't like him. He's too arrogant. And I understand. And sometimes they're right. Sometimes I am too arrogant. And I tell myself that. And I work on it. But most of the time, what they think is arrogance is just two things. One, I have been doing this longer than most of you have been alive. Teaching. I have been teaching since 1994. And two, sometimes people, they don't know what to do when they see somebody who's passionate. They've never really seen somebody passionate before, and they're not sure what to think about somebody who's passionate. So I understand. Sometimes when you see me, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm very passionate. So sometimes people see that and they think, oh, he's just so arrogant. Yes, my YouTube channel is right here, and my website is right here, and my blog is right there. But if you want all of that, you can go to this link here, my PDF. Get my PDF. Get my PDF, and then everything is in there. Okay, my schedule is in my PDF. My website, my YouTube, my blog, it's in my PDF. Everything is in my PDF. Okay? Okay, last question, Masood. How to deal with an interview? Well, Masood, interviews are all about confidence. You have to show them that you are confident. If you're nervous about interviews, then Masood, I think you need to go do 20 interviews. Go do 20 interviews somewhere for a job, for a school, anything. It doesn't matter. Just go do 20 interviews. And then you'll be ready to do the good one, the one that you really care about. All right? If you're nervous about something, go do it until you're not nervous. All right? All right. Maybe not you. What about you? John, you're okay. Whatever you're doing over there in my YouTube, you're okay. All right. Yes, being brave is very important. You know, if you want to do something well, you have to show like you can. You know, you can't. If you're performing something, and there are many things in life that are a performance, you have to be confident. Okay? I am brutally honest, and most of us want things to be sugar-coated. I don't think I'm brutally honest. I think I'm honest. If you wanted to be brutally honest, I could. I'm not brutally honest because I don't want to hurt anybody. But I will tell you some things that maybe you didn't know, or maybe I'll tell you some things that you feel like, oh, that seems, I don't know. I don't know if that's right. I will challenge you. Some of my ideas might challenge you a little bit. Okay? Men are always brave and confident. No, they aren't. I know lots of guys who are not brave and not confident. I know lots and lots of guys. And I know lots of girls that are very brave and very confident. My sister-in-law is an emergency room doctor, not nurse. She's a doctor in an emergency room. She is way more confident and way more brave than I am. So, being brave is not it's not a male thing. You can be brave too. Okay, you should read Doris. Have you ever heard of Joan of Arc? Doris, do you know who Joan of Arc is? Whoops. Yeah, read about Joan of Arc. She was, 17, I think? She was 17 and fought against the entire, army. She was brave. She was super brave. Harriet Tubman, brave. There have been lots and lots of brave women throughout history. Okay? So don't think you can't be one of them. You could. Okay, I'm going to go and have some lunch. But once again, just to end the live stream, I'm going to read my poem one more time, my mantra. I'm going to read this one more time. Okay? So read it with me, if you will. On being human, a mantra for learning. I am a student first. I am always learning. I do not know everything. I am here to understand. I listen before I speak. I think before I answer. I follow the words, not the ego. I seek clarity, not control. My mind is not finished. It has been shaped over time. What is tangled, I will work to untangle. What is unclear, I will work to understand. I take responsibility for my growth. No one can do this work for me. If I am wrong, I will learn. If I am right, I will stay humble. I build my mind before my voice. I strengthen my thinking to strengthen my language. As I improve myself, I improve what I can give to others. I respect the process. I respect the work. Step by step, I become better. This is my responsibility. Okay? All right, everybody, that's going to be it for me today. if you want that mantra, you can get it on my moments. You can get it on my moments. All right? All right. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening and participating. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you live in the world. And I do hope you'll come back and see me again sometime. You know, I'm not for everybody, but nobody is for everybody, right? So I'm glad if you like me and you think I'm helpful, then I'm glad. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.